It's another beautiful day in the Carolinas. Boom. Today we are going through my only shoes that I trust. The only shoes that I trust for running fast. Now, if you're looking for a new pair of shoes to run fast, maybe you want to go to Carbon County and pick up your first race shoe, or you want to pick up a speed training shoe, make sure to check out the Supwell app. Supwell app is my app. It's the best buy, sell, and trade marketplace out there, and it's the best place to find deals on running shoes, whether that's deals on shoes like the Saucony Endorphin Elite OG. Maybe someone posts a pair that they've put one run on. You can pick it up for $100, or deals that people find and they share across the internet, and recent drops. This is the other low-key banger part about the app. When a new shoe releases and it's only on one random website, the sickos on Supwell are going to find it and they post it on the app. That's how I've gotten a lot of my new shoes recently. That's how I got the Streakfly 2 early. That's how I got, the Boston 13 early. I got a bunch of shoes early that way. So if you're interested in shoes and the culture of shoes, make sure you're on the app. Also, we're doing our community challenge in May, so it's a great time to sign up right now. It's $30 to enter the challenge. You're going to get a month of workouts, one workout each week that I've programmed. You get access to the marketplace, you get a running shirt, you get stickers, and you get the best community out there. So link is in the description below. Enjoy today's video.
If Young Metro don't trust you, I'm gonna shoot you.
Bro, I've dropped so many shoes recently. You guys heard the new Young Thug and Future song? I don't know if I need to be the one to say it, but the Future part is not, or the Young Thug part is not good. I don't know if Young Thug fell off. It's a sad day. The Future part is great though. He saves it. All right. We got cars coming from all directions. These are the only shoes I trust for fast workouts. Not these exact ones, but that's the video today. I've been talking a lot about the shoes I don't like running fast in and the shoes I do like running fast in. And yesterday, I did a workout in the Sky Paris. This morning, I ran in the Nike Zoom Fly 6, a shoe which is, how should I say this? It's not good at any one thing. And so nearly every time I test a Carbon County race shoe now, it's either something I like and that I can drive a lot of power through, or something that I don't. And there are a very limited number of shoes right now that I actually trust for workouts. So I've tested maybe 150 shoes over the past year, running 150 shoes. I haven't counted, but last year when I did my entire list, it was 119. I think that was the number, 120 new shoes that I tested last year. So think about that, and then all the other shoes that I ran in last year that weren't new, plus all the shoes this year. That's a lot of shoes. And out of those, there's just a box full. Or I guess it's spilling out of a box, but this is a little box here. So there's a little box plus some overflow of shoes that I actually trust for workouts. So I am not saying these are the objective best shoes, but these are the ones that for me, with my style of running, with my style of training, with the mileage that I run and the paces that I run, these are the only shoes that I trust for fast workouts. If it's not on this list, I don't trust it, with maybe one exception. I hate having to do the asterisk, but there's one exception. I think the Cloudboom Echo I didn't bring out. Maybe I'll bring that out later, but it's just I've only put one run on it. These are the tried and true battle-tested shoes. So with that, let's get into it. Let's start off with this guy here, Saucony Endorphin Elite OG. So a lot of the time when I put these lists together, I only do current model shoes. What are the shoes that are on the market right now that you can buy that are the best? That's not what this is. I'm just talking about the shoes that I personally like and that I trust for fast workouts, and this is one of them. So Saucony replaced it with a much softer shoe in the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2. Really fun compound there with that Incrediron. It's bouncy, still got the good rocker, but I do not trust that shoe at all for running fast. It's deceived me. I can't trust it. It's gonna stab me in the back. it's gonna stab me in the forefoot with the carbon shank just driving up my forefoot. Yeah, that thing is way too soft, but let's not even talk about why I don't like that shoe. Let's talk about why I do like this shoe. Perfect rocker, really aggressive geometry, definitely not the most comfortable, definitely not tuned for relaxed miles, definitely not tuned for heel striking. It's all about driving power through the midfoot and popping off the front, and really nice upper here. That's why I love this thing. I can just put it on and rip. Last workout I did in this, it was about a month ago. It was a treadmill tempo marathon training style. It's disgusting. It was just disgusting. I averaged probably a 5:40 pace for 16 miles. I was doing my marathon pace, so it was 8 miles marathon pace, 1 mile threshold, 6 miles marathon pace, 1 mile threshold. Just brutal. That was actually the last good marathon pace tempo I had before I started switching up the training and doing shorter and faster workouts. But really nice for that marathon pace. Once I get a rhythm with the shoe, that's when it starts to feel best. And that's the type of shoe this is. It's a rhythm marathon shoe. I really have to be just getting into that zone and locking into marathon pace. And for those style mechanics, this works perfectly. It's just about 220 grams, which for me, that is my sweet spot in a marathon shoe, because at that weight, they haven't done anything to the shoe where there's excess being stripped down. And also, what I've found is a lot of the lighter weight shoes, anything below 200 grams or 210 grams, it's either one of two things. It's either lower stack, actually one of three things. It's either lower stack, like the Sky Paris, that's now 34 millimeters in the heel, or it's extremely narrow, or the heel is cut off. That's the second thing. What have they done to shave weight? And then the third is soft. A lot of these lighter weight shoes are softer because, think about this, the firmer a shoe is, it's like a brick versus feathers. A brick is denser, and there's that classic thing, what weighs more, a ton of bricks or a ton of feathers? It's mental gymnastics. They weigh the same. But if you took a cubic gram, I don't even know if that makes sense. If you put stacked bricks in a box, then you stacked feathers in a box, the same size box, the box of feathers is going to weigh a lot less than the box of bricks. A brick is denser. A firmer compound is going to be denser and heavier. That's where the whole brick thing comes from when we talk about a shoe being a brick. And then conversely, if it's lighter, softer, airier, that's going to weigh less. I said lighter twice, but the softer and airier compounds, the squishier compounds, they weigh less because there's less material. There's more air in that foam. So with these lighter shoes going under 200 grams, and that's what I'm worried about with this new ASICS shoe that they announced with the FF Leap, I'm worried that that's just going to be super soft, and that's how they've achieved such a lightweight. Now the Adidas Evo Pro, that was lightweight, but it was not. So they did a nice job lightening it up without making it too soft. But this is really the perfect marathon shoe for me. This and the Puma Deviate Nitro Elite 3, which has replaced it as my current go-to marathon training style recommendation. Let's go to that one. So bang, this is the second shoe that I trust for running fast. It has a lot of what I liked about the Saucony Endorphin Elite 2, except it's more comfortable. It's softer. The forefoot doesn't feel as harsh. Elite 2 borderline at times could feel too harsh. But honestly, when I'm running fast, I would prefer to have a slightly harsher ride than to have something that is distractingly soft. I never felt distracted in the Endorphin Elite 2, and that harshness only came at the slower, more relaxed paces. With this, no harshness at all. Really nice bounce. One of the bounciest foams, if not the bounciest foam out there. The Elite 2 might be bouncier, but it's just with the mushiness of that, I just can't. So stability is great. You also get really good grip, which is great for popping off the front and digging in. I love this for threshold workouts and marathon pace workouts. That's really the sweet spot of this. Another absolutely perfect marathon shoe. It's awesome for going long. It takes about 10 to 20 miles to break in, but one of the few shoes that I really can trust. If I had someone said, dude, you got to do a marathon this weekend and go for a PR, this is my top shoe right now. And I'm really excited to test the Fast R3 coming soon, but it's just so reliable with fun. My issue is that a lot of these shoes, which are getting soft and bouncy and fun, they don't have that reliability. With this one, I don't have to think about it. I'm just going out there and flying. I might even run it this afternoon just for fun. Why not, right? Huh? All right, next up, my other marathon shoe. Let's knock out these top marathon shoes and then we could go to some of the faster ones. Bang. Nike Alpha Fly 3, the third shoe that I trust for fast workouts. And why is that? So this has the cushion of a Max Stack shoe. It's almost as thick in the back as the Glycerin Max. That's a bar right there. Thick in the back as the Glycerin Max. I don't know, stacks. All right. Yeah, you got a lot of cushion in this thing. You got the AirPod in the forefoot. It gives such an energetic, explosive experience up in the front here. So this is one of my favorite shoes for threshold pace training, specifically threshold. That's where it's the most fun for me. Marathon pace is also good, but slightly faster than marathon pace is, I think, the sweet spot of this for me, because I don't have to feel like I'm holding myself back. When I did the efficiency test last week, or was that 2 weeks ago, with the Adios, the Puma, this, and the Vaporfly, I felt with this, I was holding myself back at that marathon pace. I wanted to dig down, get to 530s, get to 520s, and just let it fly. So it is very bouncy. Oh, we got the USPS. It's always afternoon USPS. Just a bunch of junk mail. Advantage Credit Union, more like trying to take advantage of me. You gotta watch out for these financial companies. Oh gosh. Oh, I was gonna try to see if that was a B. That was a B. Yeah, this thing is fire. It's just, for me, this is why I've never used it for an actual marathon, and why I likely won't, other than the, I call this the Range Rover of shoes. It is a very ostentatious shoe. You're telling people you think you're better than them when you wear this at a race, and that's fine. That's fine. It's just not for me. But it's more so about the bounce of it. It makes me run faster than my marathon pace. I can't be as relaxed in the shoe, which is good for training if we are doing functional overreaching and intentionally running faster than our current capability. And sometimes that's a good way to train, just doing a tempo and seeing how long we can hang on. But if I wore this in a marathon, I think I would be trying to go 10 seconds per mile too fast. And it is a very fast shoe. It's just, I don't know, we'll see. Maybe I'll use it for a race, but it makes me go too hard sometimes. But that's why it's great for training. I always get the best out of myself, especially for those threshold workouts. So big threshold sessions, the Jack Daniels style of training, which I'll get back to once I get closer into my next marathon, which will likely be in the fall. He has 12 miles. He has some of these workouts with 12 miles of threshold pace. That's basically running a half marathon PR during training. Just insanity. This is the shoe. This is the shoe for that. And the durability is also really good for training. So that's my number one pick. So the way I think about it is marathon pace, and overall just an awesome shoe, racing and training. This one, threshold training, favorite. Okay, next one here. This is the only actively soft shoe that I trust for running fast. On Cloudboom Strike. You get the soft PIBA on the top. I talked about this in the high mileage shoes video. Super comfortable, but the difference here is it really responds to my faster paces. I never feel that I'm bottoming out. I never feel that it's too mushy. It just keeps giving me more. And the difference between the Elite 2, the Adios Pro 4, and this is that this does have a firmer foam on the bottom. It is a dual foam shoe, and it is very hard to mess up dual foam. Puma Deviate Nitro 3. The standard, not the racing version. Adidas Boston, Saucony Endorphin Trainer, even the Asics Superblast 2, which a lot of people like. I don't like it that much, but a lot of people do like that shoe. Asics Magic Speed 4. There's a lot of great dual foam shoes, and why dual foam? Nike Foam Aero 18, another good one. Why dual foam is so successful is because you're able to get the best of both worlds. You get the stability and the structure, the firmness. From the bottom, you get the pop, the fun, the bounce, the squish, the je ne sais quoi from the top. And this shoe has a lot of je ne sais quoi. And some people may even say it's the Pierre Thériston of the On running lineup. Certainly my favorite of the On shoes, even though, man, they have a lot of good shoes coming out recently. I think I've said that with everyone. It's tied. I have some favorites that are all tied. This, Cloud Boom Zone, Cloud Boom Echo. Thing with this versus the Zone, this fits slightly better. It also does have the carbon fiber plate, so I'd take this over the Zone. And then versus the Echo, that's a good matchup right there. This is the long run and marathon one, and then the Echo, which I'm not going to bring out. I need to do some more testing on that, but really good shoe for just hammering. I liked that one for faster repeats. I was able to really get it cranking. So where I would use this is marathon training, marathon pace, even slightly slower than marathon pace, but it did a really good job at threshold training as well. So that Jack Daniels style training I was doing last year for Chicago, I actually hit a 5K PR in this shoe during a threshold workout, which is the same thing I did in this shoe. I end up doing a lot of 5K PRs during threshold workouts, which means my 5K PR is soft. If you're hitting a lot of 5K PRs during marathon training, that means you can take a big chunk off your 5K time, which I'm planning to do soon. But yeah, really good shoe. This is the most comfortable out of any of these shoes here. So this is a great one if any of those days I'm feeling beat up and I want some extra comfort in my workout shoe. This is the one I'm going for. All right, let's go to the more aggressive shoe. So these next three are more aggressive than any of these. These are the ones that I prefer for faster workouts. First one here, bang, Hoka Rocket X2. This is the biggest sleeper right now. Just because it came out, 2-3 years ago? I think 2 years ago. 2 years ago feels like 3 years ago at this point. They're coming out with the new version soon, but since this has released, they've released 2 different versions of their other race shoe, the OG Cielo and the Cielo X1 2.0. They've released the Mach X2. Did they even release the OG Mach X? After this, they might have. And they released the Skyward X. And they brought the Bandai back to the running conversation. They released the Skyflow. So their entire lineup since this has been released has been overhauled top to bottom. But this is still an excellent shoe and the best Hoka shoe for fast running. There's nothing fancy about it. You get a nice rocker profile here, very similar to the Saucony Endorphin Elite, except it's even more comfortable. You have a softer foam here than what's in the Elite. You have a less aggressive, less harsh heel, but very similar rigid carbon fiber plate. It's also lower to the ground and more streamlined, which makes it a nice option for 5K, 10K, half marathon pace training. And this upper here feels like Superman's Spidey suit. I think I said that the other day. I'm just gonna keep rolling with it because it's fun. This is a Superman Spidey suit type of shoe. Very locked in. I had someone tell me, I think it was my friend Broken Freddy, tell me that the upper wasn't very breathable for his feet. I didn't have that issue, but something to note, I guess. So yeah, this is an awesome shoe if you want something for faster training with an aggressive rocker and a simple feel. It's just gonna get out of the way and let you run. I would almost compare it to the Nike Streak Fly 2, which would also go on this list, but I told you I'm not bringing that one out of the box. I actually don't know when this video is going up because this is a pre-recorded video. I'm traveling, so I don't know if this is gonna go up before the other video that I was talking about that in. I guess I'll have to now, so this will go up probably Wednesday night. Yeah, very similar to the Streak Fly with the aggression up in the front, except it's just more cushion. So if you want a shoe that's gonna be fairly durable, I mean, look at this, 100 miles in here, the rubber's still in good shape, the foam is still in good shape, and it feels just as bouncy as any of these shoes when they were fresh out of the box. It also does give me that speed assistance that I look for in a training shoe and in an aggressive, fast racing shoe. That was the issue I had with the Vaporfly. It just didn't feel that it was giving me that extra 3%. This one does. All right, last 2 shoes here. These are the 2 aggressive boys. Best deal on the market right now. One of the last shoes that I really trust for fast running. Mizuno Wave Rebellion Pro 2. This thing looks crazy and it feels crazy. You get about 40 millimeters of stack right under the forefoot here. So much cushion. Really aggressive rocker. Extremely rigid carbon fiber plate. And if you are driving power through the midfoot and the forefoot, this thing comes to life in a way that is like no other shoe on the market except the Alphafly. This is a very similar feeling shoe in the toe-off experience to the Alphafly, but with the Alphafly, the AirPods, sometimes you're sinking down a lot. The toe-off is maybe even quicker in this than the Alpha Fly, although it is heavier. So you get a ton of cushion, very protective. I used this for an 800 meter repeat workout a few weeks ago. So 6 by 800, and then I finished that with 4 by 400. I was hitting those repeats at around a 5 flat pace. Perfect for that. And it allows me to really open up my stride. That's what a good rocker will do. It will elongate the stride. And for me, elongating my stride is the best thing I can do to run fast. It's really about opening up my stride length. If I increase my cadence, it's not all that helpful for me. It's more about the power and converting that power into speed. So this is a perfect shoe for me. Driving power through the forefoot. It really responds well to getting activated up here. And you can get it for under $150 right now. So if you're looking for an aggressive training shoe for the summer, this is going to be a good one. It will also hold up well. You could use it for long runs, but I prefer using it for shorter, faster stuff. And it's a more cushioned option than something like the Streak Fly, right? It's not going to tear up your calves as much. And it doesn't even tear up my calves as much as the last shoe on this list. You already know what's coming. This is the best speed shoe right now. Best, fastest race shoe on the market right now until the Puma Fast R3 comes out. Of course, we're going to test that, and we're going to test the next version of this. But ASICS Metaspeed Sky Paris. I love the way that this foam is tuned. Again, it's not too soft. I love the aggression of the carbon fiber plate here, and I love that I can drive force down into the shoe. So this is surprisingly versatile when it comes to speed. It's not a versatile shoe for everyday miles. It's not a versatile shoe for going on relaxed long runs. But when thinking about the different speed paces that I want to run, it's much better than the Alpha Fly for getting faster than 5K pace, faster than threshold pace. With the Alpha Fly, it's just a lot of cushion. It very much feels like a marathon shoe, feels like it's designed for you to be out there for 2 hours, 2.5 hours, 3 hours, and the mechanics that are required to sustain those paces versus this. I can get down to a 4:15 pace and it still feels natural. It's a lot more nimble than the Alpha Fly. It's in between the Alpha Fly and the Streak Fly. I said this in one of the videos earlier this week, but I really wish this is what they did to the Vaporfly. I understand why they did not. They want to make the Vaporfly more accessible to a lot of people, and that is the downside of this shoe, especially if we compare it to something like the Puma or the On. It is not a very comfortable shoe for being out there for a long time. I used to actually hate this thing, so I guess I used to have a love-hate relationship with it, but I've developed an affinity for it, for being out here. I can now do a 21-mile long run in it, and it's fine. I think you do have to work to just strengthen your legs or something. It's just a very narrow shoe, not super comfortable. It fits tight. It's designed for speed, but when I'm getting out here and ripping, this is my number one choice. This is the shoe that I feel most confident in right now. So the way I would think about it is if someone, again, I don't know why I'm saying people are kidnapping me and forcing me to do races, but if someone said, hey, you're going to have to do a race tomorrow, you don't know if it's a 1-mile race, you don't know if it's a marathon, you don't know if it's a 17-mile race, this is the shoe I would pick. I feel most confident running any fast pace in the shoe. If I were going to do a marathon, I wouldn't pick this. I would pick the Puma shoe, right? Or the Endorphin Elite OG, which I did, probably Puma now. If I were going to do a 1-mile race, I might pick the Streak Fly, but this would actually be a close one. Point being, this is the shoe I am the most confident running any of my speed paces in. All right, I'm 1 minute late to my meeting. I'll be back tomorrow with another video. Oh, bro, tempo in the UFOs. I saw somebody set a new Crocs world record. 2:48. I feel like I could take that. Hit a 2:45 and some Crocs, I don't know.